Welcome to the Predictive Playbook. I'm your host, John Ryan, and I am very pleased to have a debut happening today. DJ Big Boss is in the house, one of my good friends from the West Coast. I mean, I'm telling you, this guy knows sports on the West Coast like no other person, so I'm really glad that he's agreed to appear on the show here, and I just bet you, we're going to be talking about LA sports today in one way or another. DJ, welcome to the show. It's great to have you on board here.
Hey, as always, man, I'm glad to be here, and I got to give out my signature. What up, though, to your fans out there, man. Y'all see me hop in with the what up those, but yeah, man, just glad to be here, man. Get a lot of comments, get a lot of messages. When is the NCAA football coming back with you, John Ryan, Big Ragu, Noli Knows. And, man, I had one of the most exciting times, and it was a lot of work on those college football
It
games.
was.
We had some good times on Saturday mornings, man. I learned a lot from hanging out with you, man, and I just appreciate being here. I just want to introduce myself to your audience, man. I'm DJ Big Boss, in case y'all didn't know. Who Bangin' Sports Talk, that's my channel right there. That's what I do. And, I've been around the way for a while, man.
Yeah, you're not as old as me, but you're pretty old.
Yeah, I'm about to be 44. I'm at the age where you forget what age you are, so I think I'm about to be 44 soon. But yeah, I've been around sports captain. Of course, I play football, all that good stuff. But I've been doing parlay cards and the horses with my dad since a kid. And as the internet evolved with sports betting, I kind of jumped in there for a little while, and I went through the ups and downs when the market wasn't that safe, and to now where it's a lot more safer going online and placing your money in different
Yep.
places. So I've been through all that whole different changes of the stuff right here, but I retired DJing probably about 10 years ago now, and it just pick back up. Two things I love. I love entertaining people. In the industry out here in Los Angeles. So with that and the sports betting, I found the shows, and oh man, it's just been my thing ever since, man. So I'm just happy to stay relevant. Waiting on college football, that's my thing. But I love me some MLB at this time of the year too, though.
Yeah, and you're good at it too, and that's a fact. So on the Wednesday card, DJ, we're doing a quick hitting segment here, which I think has become very popular. You start these shows, and sometimes those the marathon 90-minute 2-hour shows, the attention span is only so long. Even
Right.
even at a guy my age, I can only listen to certain things for so long, and that's perfect. So, what are you looking
Hey,
at for today?
Hey, you know me. I always will bring some excitement to a show. I'll do a little riddle or rap or rhyme or something. We always tease about laying the wood and all that kind of
Yeah,
stuff. So
we
I
sure
try to
do.
keep them around for that full hour. But the knowledge that you get is key though. But looking in today's card, and this is one of the things I'm gonna get a little more comfortable with this year in baseball. I did really good with it last year, but learning a lot of stuff from you, John. Like just being comfortable in your edges,
Very kind.
whatever they are, go with them. You know what I mean? So in this game right here, it's an automatic edge. The Braves, pretty good team, and they're due for a win right here. They're 0-4. It is a doubleheader. A lot of people don't like doubleheaders, but don't listen to the this and that, the what and what. Play the game for what it is. If you look a little deeper into the game, they play some nice competition to get in the spot where they are. So them being 0-4, they face Nola first, Wheeler, Eflin, Schreiser, and now they get this guy right here. I don't know how to pronounce this guy, Freddie, I guess it is. But I always chop up the baseball players' names. Now, mind you, I only been really serious in baseball for about the last 3 years. But the pitchers' names always throw me off. But so they had some tough competition, and they did get shut out against Wheeler. But other than that, they were able to put points up on the board. So I think in this spot today, doubleheader, it's always a little off when these games start this early. And for either team, I don't know exactly which one is going to benefit, but for the most part, that's another edge that's involved. And the price right here is the problem, though. The price is kind of high to just hop on the Braves right there. I think you're getting minus 175. So I
Yep.
like it in a first leg of a parlay. Do something exotic with it. But to me, it's just sitting right there. It's beginning in the morning. I know some of you guys are on your lunch break or your break before lunch or on your way to work. But this comes on soon. Start that first leg of the parlay. Jump in there on the Braves. But I also like the under in this one too. Uh, Atlanta pulls out one of their top pitchers right here, and this is the time you got to back them when they pull them out in this spot. Like this is the killer spot right here. They trying to walk away with a win. And then what's even better than that, another thing I learned from hanging out with you, John, is hey, it's a double header. If they lose this first one, we can come back in the second one and smash it again, and hopefully we'll get them right there. But I like that in that look today.
Yeah, the Atlanta manager is 19-7 to the under when the total is 7 or less. Since being the manager of Atlanta, 16-6 in road games when the total is 7 or less. 46-27 under, revenging a one-run loss to the opponent since being the manager of Atlanta. So that all supports you very, very well. So
Yeah, and you could get the under in that game. And mind you, this is a 7 inning game. It
yep.
came out at 3.5, and they didn't bet it up to 4.5. So you can get a whopping 4.5 for the first 5 under in a game where you got one of their ace pitchers on the mound. So I like that as well. I'm going to single that up, but I'm definitely going to drop the Braves in the parlay. And I'll tell you, most people that know me in baseball, in most sports, I try to, in college football, it's the Mountain West. In MLB, it's just West Coast baseball, period. So I try to stay on top of my Dodgers, my Angels, my Padres, my Giants, Seattle, everything over this way. I try to stay on top of that. But if you catch me jumping outside like this Braves game today, it's definitely because I see a hot edge that's probably has to do because baseball is a
Yeah.
emotional sport. So sometimes you have to sway with that, and that's what that is right there.
Yeah, it's good stuff, DJ. I love it, man. Hey, real quick, because I know you have other things to do today, but what do you think of this matchup today at 3:37 Eastern Standard Time with the Dodgers off to a 5-1 start, and Oakland being 0-6, which is their worst start in franchise history? Do you think any of these trends turn around, and do you think the Dodgers are still a good futures bet for the pennant? Even at this ridiculously low price, it just seems like the Dodgers are going to run away with it. And if anybody knows, it's you.
Oh man, well I'm glad I was on this show for this one because this one I haven't set it down solid on where I want to go. I was looking to go straight from the Braves in that first leg and just jump over to the Dodgers full game because I love Bauer. I love Bauer
Yep.
because a lot of people don't like him because he's cocky. He's into the media, but he came to LA because that's what he's about. That's what he want to do. He's in his comfort zone right now. He knows that he has to put up or shut up. You know what I mean? So I like Bauer. I like backing Bauer with the Dodgers 100%, right? And I can see him pulling it off and everything. But getting a plus price on the other side, plus 150 in the defeat the sweep spot. This is the defeat the sweep spot right here, and okay, so I'm caught between two things. Like for one, in baseball, you go with the trend for the most part. You don't try to pick. These guys can go 9, 10 games straight. So you go with the trend in baseball. Dodgers have been rolling. That's where I should be. But at the same time, I've made money quite a few times off of defeating the sweep. Defeating the sweep is serious business. Like this is how these people pay the bills and stuff. Like you got to win, especially when you're at home. Some parts of these sweeps. So in my defeat the sweep theory, you can't jump in and out. You got to do it every time. So I'm kind of caught between defeat the sweep, do it every time on the plus money side, or go ahead and run the parlay with the Dodgers and the Braves because they both, minus 175 ish. I think both of them together gave me a parlay of plus 149, I believe it was, which
That's
is good money.
Yeah.
That's good money on a
Yep.
two-teamer. So I don't know. But then, from betting with you, John, there's all kinds of combinations that I could do with my bets. I could also parlay those two. And if I like to hedge at the end, I can hedge at a plus 150. which kind of covers all angles. So I don't know. It's a sweet spot to me today between these two. What you think about it, John?
Oh, I like your Dodgers quite a bit. For the season too. If they stay healthy, there's really nobody close to the talent level that roster has. Your number two guy is Trevor Bauer, for goodness sake. And arguably maybe Clayton Kershaw isn't the ace anymore.
Yeah.
But it's not a two-headed horse. That whole rotation can go out and throw a shutout on any given start. And then you have the offense. I did see here Bellinger is downgraded to out for today's game with a calf injury. It might have something to do with the fact that the left-handed pitcher's on the hill too. But other than that, there's really no other. You either bet the Dodgers or you don't bet it. As much as I like Moneyball and analytics, and you know it better than anybody with me with numbers. I want Oakland to win, but to start out 0-6 is like, wow.
That's a big time defeat the sweep, break the cycle. It's a lot of angles right there, and the book's already showing it by giving only plus 150. That really should be plus 180, plus 190 to go the other way in that one, but they only want to give you like plus 150. So they know something is coming, or and the Dodgers, they're not an immaculate team. Like, they go on these runs and then they'll have a hiccup. Look, they came out with a loss. They'll have a hiccup in between. I think they had Kershaw on the mound too when they came out with that loss. But
opening day.
Yeah, so that they could easily go for a hiccup right here. That's why I'm kind of teetering in the middle on this one. I might have to make my mind up sometime today. But for the folks out there that's watching, whatever way I'm sure if you watch John Ryan, he always gives you options. So whatever way you sway on this one, it could be a good look either way.
And I think too, like, in game has become one of my favorite things to do. And this Dodgers game. It could be a really good in-game bet if Oakland gets off to a 1 or 2-0 start. You'll be able to pick up the Dodgers probably at, I'm anticipating a price of maybe minus 120, 130 maybe, but it's going to be a lot cheaper than the 180 price. Well, that's actually where it opened. It's now trading at 165. So you're right about that. The betting flows are saying that there is not going to be a sweep. And at 165, there's tremendous value taking the Dodgers. Tremendous value.
Yeah, and the Dodgers are the Dodgers are 4-2 on the run line as well. So they got a little space on this one. And not only is Oakland 0-6, they're 0-6 on the run line as well. So like live could be a spot. That means if the Dodgers get loose, they'll cover by 2 or 3 points.
Yep. Yeah, I have to say I'm off to a good start in baseball, 6-1 with the premium stuff, and the only game I lost was opening day with the Dodgers on the run line.
Yeah, you got to be careful with Kershaw, man. Kershaw, he did a really good job last year turning things around for himself, and definitely getting the win this time. But he had to work on his mechanics big time, like for a pitcher to sustain, an upward incline. On working their own mechanics, and then you got seeing the same batters and stuff. So I expect to fade Kershaw, on certain games, certain nights. I'll figure it out if he's a weekend guy or a weekday guy. I'll figure out his weekday, and I'll look to fade him sometimes.
He's still a real good record though. When the team gives him 3 runs of support, it's one of the best in the history of baseball. He just didn't work out that one time.
They play up for him though. They do play up. They try to help him with that, but he's missing a few pieces from last year. He do got some new pieces, but Kike, and he's missing some guys that would come in for the clutch and play for him. So we don't know what we're gonna get out of this season yet.
Yeah, it's all good, man. Well, I know you got to run here, so I'm gonna let you go. And I know you have the greatest way to end the show, but I'm gonna end the show this time. But the next time you come on, I will let everybody know how you do it. Because it's a lot of fun. But we're going to do these as often as possible with you, DJ. Depending on your busy schedule, we'll fit you in.
Absolutely.
Because I know everybody's going to love you just like they loved you before. And you and I are a good tag team, especially when we were on opposite sides, in those, what was it, the Army Navy game or something, when the total was like 40 points and then it went way under.
Yeah.
A lot of games, but it was a lot of fun, and we always will remember that LSU game, won't we?
Yep.
Man, and I'm not bragging about myself because the betting gods are fickle, but that's a game that just was like, oh my god, when they beat Florida.
You had some good ones in there, man. And, the wonderful part about that was, man, it wasn't like it was just dry bets. Like we were on other sides with full capping about the game and valid points on both sides. I'm sure people got torn in between us at times.
Yeah, like who to root for. That's so true. So true. It's great talking with you, DJ. Well, let me know the next time you can come on after the show here.
All right,
and for DJ Big Boss and myself and the Predictive Playbook, may all the wins be yours.